They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Locke going to go on 4th down. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Colts, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And one of the key numbers that I look at after every game, total yards allowed. They held them under 200 yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
Carr's throw complete here to Waller. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Carr finding Waller there for the Vegas first.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well. Exactly.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It was the linebacker, Shaquille Leonard, who applied the heat. Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Shaquille Leonard, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack. He'll look to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, they're running a crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused.
Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So the penalty there winds up on the offense. So obviously it's declined, and we have a change of possession.
What now?
Jacobs going to try the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw his Carr. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. So after the sack, Carr in Las Vegas with a 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The kick by Carlson is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
On the return from his end zone, Rodgers. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 33 yards that time. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
2nd and 5 now. Lock. Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run here with Taylor. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
That's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. From the gun, it's Locke. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Colts. Alec Pierce with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts have got it back to within a score. Oh, he missed it. No good. So this remains a 4-point game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team? They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. On the return, it's Rodgers. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
When trying to create space for your running back, the first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Locked to throw on 2nd down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. Here's Locke to throw. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Fielded just inside the 20. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Carr to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. Finding room at midfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. And now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there at a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
93. 93.
Carr. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 41.
And that's not the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. After the turnover, here's Locke. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Block now on 1st down. Quick slant caught by Pierce. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Locke. That ball caught by Campbell. Inside the 10, mark it down at the 9. 23 yards, the final tally.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal. Let's go.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Final shot before half for Locke. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Locke. And the Raiders have got him. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out. Say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you, because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game if the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been.
Now, before they run this fourth down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken in at the 22. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Play action. Now it's Carr.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Carr. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Rodgers on the return.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run once more with Taylor.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he's got room. And out across midfield down to the 45. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Now to the air, block. And down he goes, brought down a Raider sack.
See what they have drawn up here, a little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Block going to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Lock gonna go on 4th down. Able to find his man, Woods. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he's got some space here. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 77 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Again, it's Taylor. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw it is locked. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. Touchdown! Jonathan Taylor, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.